You know what I hate, dude? You know when you remember a song, you don't know where you remember it from. Was it a theme song to a show you watched as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch a repeat? Was this on a TikTok? Whatever it is, you know the lyrics, but in your head it was like a woman singing it, and you look it up and it's a dude, and you're like, no, that's not right. That must not be the version I remember. I got this song stuck in my head the other day. Remember you believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I was adding a lot of bad words
That's
to that
That's
song.
a lot of like, medical, like prescription.
This is what
commercial.
I'm saying.
It's
I
always-
think that's why.
we hear it a lot. Yeah.
Ask your doctor about Blogardo. You know? Yeah. I think that's why, bro. I looked it up and it's a dude song. I'm like, that's not the song I remember.
Sure. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
There's also the reverse of sometimes you think it's a dude singing and it's just like a baritone woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
or like sometimes female rappers, your first instinct is that's a young man.
Exactly. And
That's a boy.
When I first heard Glorilla, I'm like, yo, this dude got bars.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, respectfully,
he needs
I'm sorry.
to stop smoking cigarettes, though.
I'm like, the bars are there. Respectfully, Glo,
Yeah.
okay? I didn't mean it.
That happened to me. I was very upset about that.
Okay, well, look at that. What a common shared experience Alexis is sharing with the world. What's good, everybody?
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
Welcome to another episode of the Cooligans. In the middle of what is, we're in the Euro experience. We're in
What's about to begin?
Copa America.
That's right. And what are we not going to get any much of? Sleep.
Okay. I was going to say sex, but all right.
Just
We're going through a lot of marital issues right now.
But there will be quiet bathroom masturbation.
All jokes, honey, all jokes. What's good, everybody? My name is Christian Polanco.
Hey, I'm Alexis Guerrero.
Welcome to another episode of Cooligans. Excited to be here. Yeah, like I said, with this summer of soccer. You see the scarf up there. And as always, make sure you subscribe to the Cooligans podcast and on YouTube as well. Do what you got to do, all right? Look at that. All the sound effects are good
Buddy, we
to
got a lot
go.
of them.
So
I don't even know what this one does.
Stop! Please let me go! Please let me go first!
we had that button there. We haven't used it until right now.
And now you see why we may never use it.
Okay. So all the folks, what's the name of the show again?
I'd like to leave. I'd like you to leave.
I think you should leave. Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson, not Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins is a different guy.
They're very different guys.
Yeah.
So today, obviously, we'll talk Euros, all the matches that happened since Monday, or at least some of them. And the Copa America starts tonight. It's Argentina will be taking on Canada, and so we'll preview that. And we got some MLS and NWSL stuff to go over. A lot of drama. We'll get to what the hell's going on with Landon Donovan a little bit, because this is a pressing issue. But before, let's start.
Did you know you was gonna be on TV?
Because when they didn't say, when Fox hired you, they didn't say it was an audio only.
No,
right?
they did. My man told the barber, high and tight. And then he said, okay, stop right there. I think you've done it.
Landon was like, I didn't know it was going to be on TV. I thought we were doing the Euros audiobook.
Yeah, that's my bad. That is my bad. I should be wearing a shirt. I'm so sorry.
So we'll get to all of that. But yes, the Euros, and look, we're gonna applaud and also, roast a little bit, because Fox Sports was kind enough.
Yes, this is beautiful.
To send us
our address is still on there.
Okay, but I'm not showing
my home address.
I'm not showing it.
No, let's not put that on there.
So they sent us a nice box with, it says Euros and Copa America. Obviously, Fox is
handling all of it.
The broadcaster for that. So they sent us a nice box, and it has Mbappe and Ronaldo and Pulisic
I'm
and
gonna
Messi.
keep it at this angle so that
I just love
my home address is not.
The four greatest soccer players in the world are on this cover. Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi, and Christian Pulisic. Obviously, I love it. I love to see it.
Marketing. That's the marketing. What are they, Mount Rushmore right there.
Without a doubt.
If you're going to market the sport in this country, that's the way you do it. This is pretty cool. It has a full schedule.
Yes, for both tournaments. So shout out, thank you, Fox.
And it's
Sports,
laminated?
sending this over.
So we will leave this here on this
But
desk.
this is really the gem.
Yeah, I'll start with the one that makes sense.
Okay.
So Fox in the past has sent us like little gifts or whatever, and it's always like a cookie holder, and then they give you some cookies that are designed with like
Sure.
whatever the competition is. This time, they just sent us some big ass cookies.
Big
bro.
ass cookies.
It just says a big, but the holder, little soccer balls.
little soccer ball. Little.
But this is just some big ass cookies. Let's break these open and taste them.
Let's go.
They didn't stop there because they said, okay, cookies, that represents the America in Copa America.
Yeah.
What represents the Germany, the home country where the Euros are taking place? Well, folks, buckle your seatbelts. They sent us some pretzels. They sent us pretzels. Big ass
Big
pretzels.
ass pretzels, bro. Look at the size of these cookies
Yo.
and the size of these pretzels,
Bro,
bro.
I gotta break open these pretzels. These pretzels are locked up. They won't let me.
So thank you, and they came in like.
Look at this pretzel.
Look at the packaging.
You want to try a pretzel?
Look in this.
What kind of mustard are you into with your pretzels? Are you a Dijon guy
I'm
or
not
are
a
you
big.
yellow?
I'm not a big mustard guy at all.
Why do you hate fun? Here's
But
my first question.
I'm willing to try it. So
You gotta pick one: Dijon or yellow.
let's go Dijon.
Ooh, you fancy boy.
All right. I went to Montreal once. So,
What is this? Hold on. Sea salt. It's apply your own sea salt.
they sent us salt, bro.
Bro, you trying to kill us?
Oh my god.
Did you think this would be this involved?
No, I did not. I'm gonna go. Let's open this. All right. So
How do you open it? Did you figure this out?
I mean, we might need.
These are really well packaged.
I mean, they're vacuum sealed.
I mean, these will. I don't think I can.
I
Open
literally
it.
can't open these. All right. I'm gonna have to pour. I'm gonna have to poke.
Wait, I think
my-
maybe
my
we're
Parker
doing
pen
it wrong.
through the packaging.
Maybe it's this. Here we go.
No, that's not it.
Yeah, it is.
It's not.
I think it is.
I got it.
This
All
is good. This is good TV right here, folks.
Okay, might have to edit this down a little bit.
No, I say keep the whole thing in there.
All right. All right. So we
Okay.
got the pretzel.
How did I cut it and not get any of it? Now this is ridiculous.
So shout out. Thank you.
How much salt are you gonna add to yours?
Damn, bro. I gotta. This is.
Wait,
like-
you gotta go. I think you gotta go a little bit of mustard first,
Okay.
and then the salt will stick to the mustard. Right? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
Oh, I
okay.
should have shaken that mustard up. That's disgusting.
All right. So we got the.
Right?
Let me get some mustard on there. I'm not a big mustard guy.
What's your favorite condiment? Have we ever covered this?
I mean, ketchup has to be the number one, right?
Look at this. Salt.
Ew, ketchup. Ketchup is terrible, bro.
Okay. So
Ketchup in the right moments is fun.
all right. I got my my mustard on there.
I'm
Put
gonna
some salt on
Trying
there.
to rip this. There we go.
All right. Cheers to you, sir.
Salud.
Salud. Pretzel to pretzel.
You know what? Not bad. Sweeter than I expected.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I'm having it. I'd be fine without the mustard. But
You would eat this straight?
no problem, bro. All right. I'm glad we did that. So, shout out. Thank you, Fox.
I will say it's more of a brioche than it is a pretzel.
Much appreciated. So,
Kind of got an odd taste to it.
now the critique, because one of the games that we're gonna mention is Turkey against Georgia.
Uh-huh.
It was a fantastic game, incredibly entertaining. This was not being aired on Fox, and the internet is getting pretty
People are getting
frustrated
very upset about this.
because there are 5 matches that are not airing on Fox. They're actually airing at our former employer, Futbol TV, is
Right.
carrying the games.
So I
The
did-
English
they
broadcast, by
sold
the way.
some. They sold some the games to
To Fubo. Yeah.
which is great for Fubo.
Yeah. They get an opportunity to be in the mix,
Right.
you know? But
It is a little frustrating though. I get some of the complaints that I've seen from NWSL fans this season about like, oh, I never know which one, or when you go to watch probably anything on Paramount or anything on like NBC, if you watch Premier League, you're not sure like, is this one of the ones that's on TV or on the app? sometimes you get it wrong on the first try.
Yeah.
And if you're like me, you wait till the last second every time there's a game. You're like, oh, now I'm missing it.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah. But this is like a thing. So this was one of the matches. There were already two or three matches that were behind like the futbol paywall. But the interesting thing to me is that Fox has to decide. Like I'm sure they're negotiating with futbol. Like, all right, these are the games we're going to give you, and then. But
right, they're not selling them like England or France games.
Exactly, but that's the thing. It's like if you're Turkish or you're from Georgia, all the Georgian homies are like, "Yo, why us?" You
Right.
know what I mean? Why do you're immediately telling us what you think of our great nation of Georgia
Or our ability to draw a large crowd to watch a game.
Exactly.
And you know there's like 3 or 4 people in Atlanta going, wait, we got a soccer game right now?
I gotta see my Bulldogs.
Damn, bro. Roll Tide. I don't know what happens down there. I don't know.
They got it all. They're all over the place.
They're all like, come on.
Okay.
Why did I say Atlanta and then all of a sudden we have Southern accents? No one in Atlanta has a Southern accent.
Some do. Don't you can't say that.
I don't think anyone in Atlanta has Southern. They have like Atlanta accents.
They have Atlanta, but
which is in the South, so technically you're right.
You go to Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, it's a little different. Okay, they sound a little bit different.
She's Georgia?
She's from Georgia. Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought she was like Wyoming or something.
I wish she was in a city with a smaller population, a country with a smaller a state. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm doing.
Third time's the charm, Christian.
I'll get it. I'll get the right word.
Jurisdiction!
So-
He's just yelling all of them.
But this was a great game that a lot of people didn't get to see. If they wanted the English broadcast, obviously.
I would say that this might have been the match of the tournament, as far as excitement is concerned.
Sure,
or maybe Albania.
There's something to
The last Albania match, maybe.
Also, like I get. Look, I'm not regularly tuning in to Georgian qualifiers, right? I don't really get an opportunity to watch Georgia.
This is the first time they've qualified for a major tournament.
So it was huge and
It's huge. What a big moment for them.
exciting for them. And also, the Euros are an
You
opportunity.
want to see Cavaradana.
Cavada.
Like Maradona?
Oh, that's right. Kvaratskhelia or whatever. So I was just like, who's this dude? Who's Kvaradona? Anyway.
There's so many Cavaras.
So the other thing that the Euros are an opportunity to just learn about, sort of either geography or geopolitics in the area, because the Czech Republic is no longer the Czech Republic.
No, they are still the Czech Republic.
But
They've added a new name.
Oh.
Which is like, this is the USA to their United States of America.
Interesting.
So it's still, the Czech Republic is still correct.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're like, yo, you want to be cash. You could call us Czechia.
Is it? I think it's. I mean, on the broadcast, it was saying Czechia.
Czechia. It is Czechia.
So, and that is a. It doesn't.
Is it Czechia?
It's like when they do this in Major League Baseball a lot, because obviously there's so many Dominican baseball players,
Right.
and they go like, Jorge Sandoval from the Dominican, and it just doesn't.
That's
like,
not okay.
Part of me, I'm like, no, there's more.
We all know the shorting is the DR.
Yes, which totally fine. That's allowed. The Dominican is not. Don't hit right. That's not. It's
Well, they actually announced that if you don't want to call them Dominican Republic, you can call them Domechia, which I thought was
slap, bro.
Yeah.
So look, that they're
Que lo quechia.
I'm a huge fan.
Que lo quechia. Go so hard.
The Melochia is also allowed.
De lo michia is, I think.
So the fact that look, some of the games that are being broadcast, not ideal, but it is what it is. I mean, you could also watch on the Spanish broadcast as well. It's Univision, right?
Univision, I believe.
Is airing the matches. So it was just a controversial thing. If you've been on social media, you've seen some of it. So, but the game in itself, very entertaining.
Very good.
A couple other ones, obviously Portugal defeated Czechia, which is gonna take me some time to get used to. But this was, I mean, a lot of people talked about it, but the fact that Ronaldo should he be starting?
He played 94 minutes.
He played 94 minutes, and
You want to hear some crazy stat?
What?
For the first time since probably he at least has been in Real Madrid. The first time that a Portugal game ended without any of the questions, or like an important Portugal game,
Yeah.
not just like a random friendly, ended without any of the post-game conference questions being about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
And you know who's not going to take that well?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo. He might join the next press conference and be like, I got to get a question out there.
He's just pointing to an empty chair. I guess.
Yeah. I thank you for asking about me.
So, but let's real quick. We just watched. We're recording right after the England
Yes.
game against Denmark. That ended 1-1. So let's just just
If
another
you're wondering.
kind of disappointing.
Here, hold on. What does this say? Actually, kind of
You know what? That one works pretty well.
Yeah, that actually worked out well.
And look, a disappointing, another disappointing performance. I mean, if the fact
It's a draw. It's enough to secure that if they can at least get a third place spot.
yeah,
But yeah, you got 4 points. But yo, England fans, do you have you gotten any confidence based on these two matches? You were one of the favorites of the competition. 2 winnable games.
Yeah.
This isn't good enough.
the goal from Denmark was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Hjulmand?
Morten Hjulmand.
Yeah.
Hjulmand. And
We're all just human beings.
Okay. We're no different. But
We all put our pants one leg at a time.
the fact the goal that he scored, the jokes online about Jordan Pickford's
Shorthand.
short arms,
arms.
and raptor arms, the T-Rex arms sort of came up again. And in this moment, I honestly thought Pickford would have had that stopped if it took a very, very slight deflection that kind of the ball sort of skipped a little higher than it was probably where it was gonna end up.
Right.
And but still a great shot on goal. And but I don't know, the jokes for this didn't seem like Pickford's fault. This felt like just another game where you sort of put the responsibility on Southgate again. Trent Alexander-Arnold in the midfield. I mean, I saw this on Morning Footy. I saw this on plenty of other shows. Everybody's just like, is this the right move? And how it's 2 goals in 2 games with the roster that you have. There has to be some ability to adjust a little bit where it's like
You're one of the deepest teams.
exactly. Just see
How you ain't got no other 11?
It's almost like this, like Southgate's thought is like, if I make a change, we might lose. And it's just like, bro, there's really good players on the bench.
You know what this reminds me of? Not another British person. What's his name? Gordon Ramsay. Whenever he does like one of those like restaurant takeover shows, I know this because this is constantly what's on our TV whenever we turn it on. But we can't get it off that channel. If anyone knows how to do that, please let us know.
Anybody work for Samsung? We can use them out.
How do we stop seeing Gordon Ramsay every time we turn the television on? But one of the things he always says to them is like, you've got to make changes to the menu. And they said, well, wow, it's going to upset our regulars. I wouldn't be here if those regulars were enough
Right.
to keep, you know what I mean, for you to be a successful
We
restaurant.
need the guy from Bar Rescue to come in and
Shut it down.
tell Gareth Southgate, hey, you can't do this. Your business is not going to last.
Bro, Garrett, you got to shut it down. I don't care how much it pisses you off. Also, we've got a great cocktail guy who's going to show you how to make cocktails. And I say we sell chicken fingers. I'm going.
You can't go wrong with chicken fingers.
The England national team's like, wait, what are we doing? We got to clean the kitchen.
Okay, so yeah, it's a wildly conservative approach. Again, given
It's a scared
the talent,
approach.
the talent that is on this team is just so ridiculous. It's wild that they can't like kind of figure this out or find a little bit of sort of just better chemistry. I don't know. I mean, even in this game, there were a lot of like, I think players being like, I got this. I'm gonna do this, and it's like, losing the ball, bad pass. Even Bellingham, sort of a couple giveaways in the midfield, and it's just like
Aaron shots. It's there's a lot that makes me feel like this team is not playing together well. They're not unified.
I hate also
and that's one person's fault.
This is why like the English media is just so on point, bro. It's like now the narrative
I've
is
never heard you say that before.
on point in like with their sinister ways. You know what I mean? They are like they're looking for any opportunity. They have the headlines ready before the tournament, before the roster's even selected.
You know how like you write obituaries for like any celebrity that's over 70? They got the article already written.
Because now
It's just Mad Libs. They gotta just place players' names.
now the narrative is Declan Rice overrated?
Ugh.
And it's just like, bro, are y'all serious? I'm not saying like he's the greatest ever.
But y'all watched an entire season
And
where you were like, man, 100 million, what a discount.
Exactly.
2 games, and people are like, man, I gotta be honest, I never liked this guy.
Okay, he should go back to Ireland where he came from. Right? They're
We
crazy.
don't need him.
They're wild, and it's
Bro,
just
him and Jack Grealish could be playing for Jack Grealish right now could be playing for the Irish national team.
that's right.
I mean, not right now because they didn't qualify, but right.
Yeah. It's just such a almost any excuse to not specifically blame Southgate. I mean, again, it is such a strong squad individually.
We're talking about the same media that when England was like not playing all that well, they put up a picture of Bukayo Saka
Right.
front and center.
Yeah, when he played like 8 minutes in the game.
Wow, what a shock.
It's like obviously very sinister and silly and stuff like that. But this is but more than anything, it's just disappointing. Even as Americans, we're watching the English team. We're constantly told this is
Right.
about this all the talent, and they could they should be dominating, and they are just doing the complete opposite. And to me, that's that because these players individually. They're buckets for their clubs. They look great, and then all of a sudden, as soon as they play together, and that's on the coach to figure out that chemistry. So
It's a real shame. But I mean, I have a feeling that if England gets through, maybe this style of play kind of helps them in a knockout tournament as opposed to in a group stage. Where I think in a
Okay.
group stage you have to be a bit more aggressive, a bit more dynamic.
yeah.
Right? Group stage, you just don't want to give up a lot of goals.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the group stage, sorry, knockout tournament part. You don't want to give up a lot of goals. So maybe this will work in their favor, but not drawing. Drawing certainly is not going to help you.
Exactly. So we can look at the table real quick in Group C. Where is England at right now?
They're in top.
They're at the top with 4 points. They should be able to win this group fairly easily. I mean, their next game is against Slovenia. And then also, speaking of Slovenia, they did play against Serbia. This was Slovenia. Also a cool thing between Mijatovic on NYCFC and Ilinic, who's Slovenian, and Mijatovic is Serbian. And there was a little video. They were asking all the other NYCFC players, who do you think is going to win this game? So a little banter between
Very
two
nice.
teammates. And
Especially when in the past, that would not be banned.
glad they got over a lot of the
Nice.
stuff. But this was another entertaining game. I also part of me loves the fact that these Euros are happening in Germany in the German stadiums, and they feel like Bundesliga matches to some degree, like
Because the atmosphere?
the atmosphere. Yeah. So there was, in Slovenia, Serbia, there was also a lot of just plastic cups being thrown at players.
Yeah.
So that's not always necessarily in Bundesliga matches, but even just the signage and everything just feels, it doesn't necessarily, it has the atmosphere of like an international game, but it just feels
There's something Bundesliga-ish about it.
Bundesliga-ish, and so
Which I like. I like that as well.
but Serbia scored in the 95th minute a goal from what's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? Jovic. Luka Jovic. And this was always the games with sort of either Balkan countries and
Eastern Bloc joints.
it just has a different feel.
It's a slightly different. You're like, maybe the beautiful game is not what we're gonna see here
Yeah,
today.
there were, especially in the last maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game, there were a bunch of yellow cards. There were just it wasn't fighting. It was just it was like
hard nose.
it was hard nosed. It was like my grandpappy's watching.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
I can't go home.
I can't.
If I ain't got mud on my back, you know what I mean?
There was a lot of that, and but the late goal from Jovic was pretty wild. I mean, Slovenia were doing it. I think this would have been Slovenia's first win in Euros history. They were so close, and they were fighting tooth and nail to the very end, and just one. Just a final corner at the end. And the goalkeeper goes up and everything. They were just trying to draw this game, and they ended up getting that result. So this was one of those things that kind of keeps both countries' hopes alive. And
had one of these teams won, you presumably would have gone top.
Exactly.
Top of the group.
So still
possibly
pretty close, obviously. So Serbia is going to play Denmark, and Slovenia will play England, like we mentioned before. So,
but as of right now, I think the table looks the way we all thought this would: England, Denmark.
Yeah.
And then you could swap Serbia and Slovenia at the bottom. But there's a chance that England drop all the way to third, which would be a little crazy.
Yeah.
Which I don't think any of us thought would happen, but Denmark came out to play, man.
Yeah, it's just I think in general with the big high-ranked countries in the Euros, we were promised it's going to be a breeze getting through these group stages, and it's been like the complete opposite. There's just been either that the countries are defending a lot, just bunkering down, and when you look at the formation for Denmark. In their game, it was comical how much they defended. It was, I think, 4-5-1 or something like that.
Nice.
I just want to look at the.
They said, "Don't worry, we'll get you."
I mean,
they ended up with more possession than England.
5-4-1. So we know the game.
They ended up with more possession than England, though.
It was just hilarious.
That's crazy.
So this is a just say everything. France. Outside of probably Germany. Germany
and Spain.
And Spain have they delivered what they promised.
Yeah, in fact, in Spain, I don't think anybody was talking about them either. I think they showed you they are here to go.
France, outside of when N'Golo Kante is winning man of the match.
Yeah, you ain't
I wasn't. No, you didn't play the most beautiful football that you promised me.
Deschamps, we need something.
I'm happy for N'Golo Kante. I love just he brings that same humility.
Yeah, big smile on his face.
When they were asking him how'd you feel about being back, he was like, I really appreciated that everybody was chanting my name. That was really cool. And it's like, okay, N'Golo
Damn,
Kante.
man.
I mean, you are the sweet.
Get over here and give me a hug, N'Golo.
N'Golo Kante should be a Sesame Street character.
Yeah,
this is how sweet he is,
yeah.
man. He should be a puppet.
Remember when the team had to stop him from jogging into training because he wanted to get extra work done?
Right.
It's something like 3 miles.
Yeah. It's just like...
And they're like, you run a lot in training.
You don't need to do any extra credit, N'Golo.
But because he didn't want to get a car also. He ended up getting a used Mini.
Hilarious. Bro, this is
he's like the most sweet, humble dude.
He's like, I refuse to use any fossil fuels. I am self-powered.
Right. I've actually been eating a lot of vegetables, so I fart into the gas container
and shoot myself forward. I propel myself forward. Okay. So, dude. So there've been a couple of sort of just that's sort of we're talking about Turkey and Georgia, and they're sort of this the countries that quote unquote nobody pays attention to have been the most entertaining games,
right?
To some extent. So
I think that's also when a country isn't afraid of the other one, like playing with the other one.
Okay.
Like where if you're going to play Germany, you're going to sit back, you're going to bunker down. We've been having this conversation on the morning show about. Nico seems to think you don't get great, excellent superstar players anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like the ones who could completely take over a game. And he seems to think it's because footballers are more athletes now. And I said, no, I think it's that the defending is a lot better. If you go back and watch some of those clips, yes, Batistuta, incredible player. Also, defenders were giving him 7 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you had a lot of time and space to make something beautiful. Not in any way, shape, or form, discrediting how wonderful of a player him or some of the older generation were, but they got space. Now, these defenders are like, hey, man, I'm not a dentist, bro. I can actually, press you a little bit.
My parents are disappointed, but I can play.
Just don't tell Nana.
Okay. She wanted a very different life from me.
Yeah.
One of the other moments of the Euros, obviously, we teased it up top.
Who knew that we'd be talking about an announcer just looking slightly to the right?
Ian Dark and Len Donovan are calling.
They're green screen, right?
No, they're there.
No, they're not.
They're there. No, this is on the field. They're there.
I think it's green screen.
You are incorrect. They are both there.
Do you know that for a fact?
I know that because I have eyes and I can.
No, I think that's green screen.
No, they are there.
This is green screen.
Alexis.
I'm being serious.
I think you're wrong, but maybe Miguelito can confirm.
Yeah, no, they're at the stadium. They're at the stadium.
You know that for a fact.
I mean, according to FoxSports.com, unless they're lying.
Okay, well, then, we have to accept that.
So, Ian Dark and Landon Donovan are I don't know which stadium they're at, but this was for the
one
for
closest
the
to Turkey.
And everybody's seen it. Landon Donovan's hair, and Landon Donovan is an American hero. He is someone who has been on the show. We have met him. He's always been very nice to us. And so there's a little bit of like, when it comes to...
I'm sorry, we're feeling like Jurgen Klinsmann.
When it
we're
comes
about to say something bad about it.
When it comes to hair and soccer legends, we tend to be a little cautious about what we say.
We done made our mark.
We've learned our lesson.
Have we though?
So Landon, we were sort of being a little cautious of like, I saw it.
As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, he's getting a hair transplant."
See, and I didn't even know what it was. So we're looking at it now.
Click on this picture. Do you see you can kind of make it out. Do you see a red line that follows right there? You had your mouse on it. Do you see that red line?
What red line?
You don't see the red line in the shaved part? Right in the middle of the shaved part. It looks like a smiley face. Right there where your mouse is.
Okay, right here?
No, right below that. You see that red line? Keep going. See it goes like that to the right?
Okay, yeah.
That's where they remove the hair.
Ah, okay.
So this is an old school version. I think it's because he doesn't have a lot of hair on his head. The new ones you don't even see. My barber was like, "Look, there's no scar anymore," because he was just kind of going bald.
Right.
This man's been going bald since 1998. You know?
But why? But I mean, balding, but it wasn't necessarily a bad look. It never got to the point where
it is.
So now it is. But for a long time. Nobody was like, "Yo, Landon, let it go. What are you holding on to?"
He had like the little patch up front, and like it was
worked.
filled in.
It worked for
it's
him.
for you. It works.
It's all good. You have like the right shaped head. It was fine.
Yeah.
And
now
then,
he went full on. But why would you get a hair? Because obviously there's a text back and forth which you're going to show.
Right. So this is the reason we sort of it became a little bit more of a joke. So Mike McGee, legendary MLS player,
and this is how you know he's a good friend. Because
exactly.
the first thing he did was alert. Hey, you're getting roasted on the internet.
Hey, yo, do you have Twitter installed on your phone?
Yeah.
Go take a quick look because Mike McGee, who I saw at TST, and we said hello, we took a photo together. But this was the exchange between Mike McGee and Landon Donovan. Mike McGee says, "LD." Not LaDainian Tomlinson, by the way.
Wow. Great reference. Everyone's
said, "LD, check Twitter ASAP and proud fire your barber." Okay? And then, also, shout out to Landon Donovan.
Using the Latino emoji.
Using the brown skin. My man is an ally.
Yeah. And the brown hand for the middle finger.
Let's go. So he goes, he responds.
He's like, "I'm tan, bro. I'm not using yellow, bro."
He does palm to the face. He goes, "Where were you 7 hours ago? Had a hair transplant procedure 2 weeks ago and was told it wouldn't show up on camera." And then McGee goes, "Who told you that? Rafa Marquez?"
Great riff.
Great riff. You love it. And then Landon responds to the.
Can we show this on?
Yeah, he posted it.
DraftKings Network? No, the middle finger.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Blur out the middle finger emoji, Mike, if you need to. And then McGee says, "Oh, can I post this?" And then Landon says, "Whatever. I deserve it. Good night, Mo," which I think is a nickname for Mike McGee because I've seen it a couple times.
Okay.
The Mo. I wasn't sure what it meant. So we can laugh about it because look, Landon is on board, and we see the picture on the bottom right with Landon with the mullet. So my man, he had his days, okay. But I had tweeted this as well. I'm like, getting a hair transplant 2 weeks before you're about to be on TV nearly every day for a month is a bold move.
More of a bald move, actually.
Unwise, even. This is that, and that's kind of the main thing. It's like it's not necessarily to roast what his hair looks like.
It's to do this beforehand.
It's to do this. The timing couldn't have been any worse. And I don't know what's going on in Landon's life where this is the only time
maybe
that was
you
available.
go on vacation after this.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "No, I want to have a full head of hair for them pool for them bull dips.
Okay, because he wants a slow-mo ride out of the pool with a
He
nice...
wants to shake it out like them glory days. You feel me?
So this was just a wild decision.
It just shocked the world.
And but I don't understand also what's the transplant part? Where is he? He's putting the hair from the back to put it where exactly? Because
What do you mean where? Where do you need hair?
at the top.
Yeah.
But don't you normally see the little dots of like the?
Well, you have to harvest it from somewhere. This is the harvesting portion.
So he wasn't doing it at the same time.
You can't. They got to grow more of that hair.
I thought they just literally pull the hair out and
You want for one, then you'd have no hair on the back and on the top. It would just look like they migrated.
They pull it out and then they place it at the top. Isn't that the case? Like
Under
the follicle.
They gotta make more. They also have to do a lot of stuff. He's gonna end up going completely bald because I think they put. I only know this because of my barber. They inject something in your skull.
Yeah.
So that you go completely bald, like all your hair dies.
Okay.
Right?
That's not what I thought the process was.
You're gonna lose all of it, and then the hair that grows back, that's the strongest follicle. So in other words, it like kills the hair that was ready to die, and then they fill in all of it.
Interesting. Okay. We'll get confirmation on what this process is.
And that's why I've never had this, even though I need to beat these allegations.
we don't have those problems here at Cooligans.
First of all, you think I would have picked this hairline? It's not even, and it's a little bit further back than I prefer. It always has been, by the way. This is my 5 head. I've always had it.
Where's Micah Richards being like, yo, Landon, how much you pay for that?
Yeah,
that cut.
I got a guy who'll do it for $200 a cut. But also, I've been on the show pretty much straight my entire since 2015, and I've never once shown up bald or with a short haircut.
You've been pretty consistent.
Yeah, pretty consistent. So,
Landon, I hope it worked. I can't wait to see the final product. Okay,
I would love to see. I want to see him with some big old Bee Gees hair. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yo,
Rick James.
Rick. I want him coming in looking like a bad bitch, like news anchor from the South.
My man, he already used the brown emojis. There's no reason why he can't do a Soul Glow commercial.
I'm dead ass. Or what about like when Will Ferrell pretends to be Ric Flair?
Okay.
That level of hair. You know what I mean?
I love it. Okay.
Luscious locks, Landon.
Best of luck, man. Seriously, I like that he's like down to be roasted and have fun with it. But yeah, this was a wild movie.
Yeah.
He just turned his head a little bit.
And the world went crazy.
he went like 60 degrees, and the internet was like, yo, stop everything.
Yo, hold up. Landon's wearing a hair yarmulke.
Every club he ever played for, Leverkusen, Everton, everybody's like, oh my God. He's they literally like, what is going on here?
LA Galaxy was like, what are we doing? MLS said that they were going to remove about 20% of the Landon Donovan MVP trophy. Just the top of it.
And then Kai Kamara just tied his goal scoring record in Major League Soccer.
With the dreads, the braids.
With the dreads. Man, I mean, look, it's wild.
Damn, LD taking L's left and right. Who's his barber? Jurgen Klinsmann.
So the guys are eating their pretzels, enjoying the gift from Fox Sports. We're talking some Copa America now. The tournament starts tonight, 8 p.m. Argentina versus Canada. Got a few things we want to discuss. Obviously, we'll talk about this game, the opening match, a little bit. But also, what do we think about the USMNT's chances in the tournament? And also, who do you guys think is going to win, ultimately, Copa America 2024?
I think there's a simple answer.
Yeah, United States of America.
Exactly.
All right. We all know. Okay. We're hosting it.
Sorry. Our eagle just reported for service.
We have to be silent while the eagle is speaking. No, the favorites are obviously Argentina.
Why would we have to be silent?
I mean, you don't interrupt an eagle. Okay, now we get. It's like a weird moment of silence. Wow. It's like if you're not quiet, it's like people who don't take their hat off during the national anthem, or just like scold them.
Bro, you gotta walk up to them and punch them. I never do that anyway.
So, look, Argentina are clearly the favorites. I will make an argument for how great Colombia. Not only have they looked. But
have you seen that they're still below us in the most recent FIFA rankings that just came out today?
Well, they missed the World Cup. Yeah. That's how it works.
Sorry.
I didn't. I was watching the World Cup. I only watched soccer every 4 years. I was watching the World Cup. I did not see them there. So clearly they must not be a very
I
highly
was doing
ranked team.
this, and I didn't see nothing.
Okay. I'm an expert also. So.
Right.
Did
you know that the FIFA rankings, the official FIFA rankings, are actually done by the guys who kidnapped Lucho Garcia? Lucho Diaz's dad.
Interesting. Yeah. That's look. I mean, that's who FIFA hired.
Hey,
I'm not. Why am I gonna
take it up with them? You know,
I mean, it's a little bit. They have who doesn't have a couple blemishes on their resume. I mean,
if you're willing to look past the FARC reference on the resume, I think these guys are pretty good at ranking teams.
They know good stats guy. Data guys, really good. Really good stuff.
They know high worth assets.
But no, I think Colombia. Yeah, I can make a case, and it's like 22 games unbeaten or something like that. I forgot what the streak is.
They're heavily informed.
Yeah, I think they could also.
They just have a very difficult path because they're on the same side as the U.S., which is the most difficult side of the bracket. Mm-hmm. You've got obviously Uruguay is there, Brazil is there. It's not going to be easy. I just think Argentina, just very simple.
Yeah,
Argentina is the most powerful team in these two confederations. Yeah. I just think that they have the winning pedigree. They've got Messi. They're going to want to win it for Messi.
Yeah, I saw there was an article. I don't know if it was in The Athletic or something, but somebody sort of making the case like that after Messi and Maradona, that arguably one of the most important players Argentina has ever had is Angel Di Maria, which is like, if you just look back at his record, especially wearing the Argentina shirt.
I'll accept that for sure.
He's just had so many huge and important moments especially in the last 5 years. I mean, just like huge moments.
Benfica product.
And who maybe into Miami next year as well.
Yeah, possibly still playing.
Yeah.
That generation does not want to give it up, man.
So he's still very much producing. So I thought that was an interesting case. But yeah, we can all talk about Messi, but there's just something and
yeah, but Lautaro Martinez had a great year, even though he never plays well with the Argentina shirt. You've got Guti Romero, which is a great, Emi Martinez, Dibu Martinez, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah,
he's having a great season. He's now a starter in and out again. I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of things are aligning for Argentina to play the most solid. Uruguay to me also can make a real statement, although you just never know what you're going to get with a Bielsa team.
Yeah.
But they look really strong. They take a lot of shots on target. Darwin Nunez plays a little bit different than he does with Liverpool, where I think he's a little bit wasteful. He's not when it comes to Uruguay. I don't know, man.
I think there's something to, and we saw it at the World Cup, but like with Argentina, and we see this. I think we see this a little bit more with the countries involved in Copa America and just in South America, where we're gonna watch Copa America, which starts tonight. But we're watching the Euros, and you see like a team like England has the best players, but the performances on the field, they're just like really not that great.
You have to be able to put it together.
Yeah, but this is something with Argentina, which is like they have the best players, but then like from a system point of view, you're not really seeing. They're clearly good, but you're not really seeing like tactically them dominating or whatever.
No.
It is just that the individual quality and the chemistry between the players and the vibes and just being in the right place at the right time.
Right. And the gutting it out, if you will.
Which is what, we've spoken to so many players that, that represented their countries. And again, because you don't have a lot of time to train, vibes have to be almost a little bit more than any
or maybe
tactics.
they've played together for so long that they kind of understand like, this player likes to make this run. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, and that's the thing where I feel like when in the Euros with even the fact like Canada had a 0-0 draw with France. Mm-hmm. Like Canada's about to play Argentina. There's literally no way it'll ever be a 0-0 anything. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
It's just I don't care how you set up. Mm-hmm. Like they always sort of figure something out to get that extra edge, and that's where it's almost like just the vibes within the team, the energy is just gonna will propel Argentina to lift another trophy in Copa America. But again, I do think that there are teams more than the last Copa America compared to this one. I think there are teams that are strong contenders.
Right, and by the way, playing together with vibes. That no team exemplifies that more than Brazil.
Colombia making a reggaeton track.
That certainly helped.
That was pretty dope.
That's certainly for the post-game vibes.
Yeah,
you know, the pre-game vibes. But I'm talking about on the pitch. Like, if Brazil can actually put it together,
Yeah.
that's a dangerous team top to bottom.
Very much so. Look. As far as how do we think the U.S. is gonna do? I mean, let's just be.
I'll ask you one question. Do you think of how many teams are from CONCACAF? 4?
4.
It's Canada, US, Mexico, Jamaica.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
That's it? Mm-hmm. Of those 4, who do you think is going to have a better tournament?
Of those 4, I think the U.S. out of those 4 is the best.
It's either the U.S. or Canada, right?
Yeah, I don't think Canada. I don't think Canada's winning any game.
So then the U.S.
Because I think just new coach. I don't think he knows everybody's name yet. They have to figure like a lot of stuff out. This is like it was a very obviously big decision, a big transition, and I think it's way too much. They have to. Canada's in the group with Argentina, Chile, and Peru. I don't think they're winning any game. They might draw. Maybe they might draw one or something like that, but I don't think they're winning anything.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be that dire. I have them finishing second in that group, but I think of all.
You think they're going to finish second?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think Argentina's going to beat up on Chile and Peru, and then I think Canada really only need to beat one of them, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, that's not impossible. All right.
So for me, I think the U.S. are going to have the best of the CONCACAF. I think the U.S. may get to a semifinal.
That'd be lovely. I think they can do it. I mean,
if we finish first or second, odds are we're going to play either Colombia or Brazil.
And if they get,
I think we could beat Colombia.
If they draw,
and we showed we could draw against Brazil.
If they draw Uruguay, which is not going to be easy, but if that's like the biggest match, and it's not like Panama are just going to be a breeze. We can't beat them in CONCACAF. It's also Panama is another CONCACAF.
That's right, CONCACAF, Panama. So there's 6 actually, because. Who's the other? Was it Bolivia?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Okay.
Bolivia. Jesus Christ. I know what Bolivia is. I was thinking Belize in my head when I said it.
So, So it's not unfathomable. It's not crazy for them to even top this group. It's not crazy, but that game against Uruguay is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
Crucial.
It's just tough.
Okay. The other thing that has been really interesting, especially with the Euros, there's been I'm sure a lot of people have seen this. There have been signs from different fans.
There's a lot more banter. Oh, by the way, you know what I noticed?
I don't know what you noticed.
You know what I noticed? Somebody got fired from the last major competition.
Who got fired?
Who? The videographers that look for baddies in the stands. They're not doing it.
But this is in Europe. In Europe, they don't do it.
No, they do it in Europe.
They do a little bit.
No, remember the lady with the bad back, I'll say, from Costa Rica? Not Costa Rica, from Croatia?
Yes.
Okay, come on. No, they do this in Europe.
It's going to be interesting because given that Copa America is in the U.S., it'll probably be a little bit more toned down, but we'll see a little bit. Okay, those rogue cameramen will be there. Those
horny cameramen are out in Europe.
The camera operators are like, hey, we got an agreement here.
Yeah.
We know.
Buddy, you said I have to focus on the game 90% of the time. And the other 10% of the time, it's hot moms.
Daddy's on a break.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
There's a reason I take this job, buddy, and it's not the gameplay.
But we saw a sign. The
banter is taking over where hot moms would normally be.
Yeah, we'll see. So the camera operators are focusing on the signs. We seen one in the Euros that said like a fondue is better than goulash.
Goulash, that's what it was.
Okay. But they're in honor of Copa America starting today. I thought we would find some other some Copa America signs, like you know what I hope for this during the games. You know, like why can't during the game Argentina against Canada, like so we have.
Why couldn't there be some bits, a little banter?
So we have a couple right here. Okay,
what we're hoping to do is inspire.
Exactly. So the first one here.
These are just options.
These are just options. So Argentina against Canada. A Canadian fan holding this sign right here that says, Canadian bacon is better than asado.
Right?
I love it.
That's banter right there.
I'm having fun with that.
One piece of meat better than a truckload of meat.
Okay. And you know what? Some people might have differing opinions, but that banter doesn't care about that. Okay?
What about if you're Canadian? On the Canadian side, they're going to have another sign. that Celine Dion better than Evita.
Okay. So,
Okay. Cry for me, Quebecois.
So bringing it old school. Okay. You love somebody that knows history.
Right.
Okay?
Or you watch that one movie.
They know who was the first. If you're doing trivia, and it was like, what was one of the most famous first ladies of Argentina? And then there you go.
Evita.
Peru against Chile.
This is a big one.
And there's a big one because there's obviously a lot of history there, especially with food. And
In particular, if you're not familiar, there's one battle that still rages to this day.
That's right.
A war.
Pisco.
The War of Pisco.
Okay.
Where did it start? Is it Chilean or is it Peruvian? The Peruvians say, there's the Chilean. It's not even real Pisco. It's brandy.
Look at that. I mean, sorry for anyone we offended on. We were just quoting them. Okay?
So, and the Chileans wanted to be called Pisco.
Look at this sign. Peruvian Pisco is better than Chilean Pisco.
Wow, they clap back.
Damn, bro. I can't believe
So just by adding a letter, it became so disrespectful.
Mike, blur that out
Damn.
for the
Yeah,
audience.
my bad. I got you.
Oh, there's some real freaks going, I need to try this Chilean Pisco.
Next up, Ecuador is playing Venezuela.
Yeah.
And-
They all used to be a part of one big country.
That's right. It was used to in the 1800s. It was which is, I love starting.
You guys remember that?
we were all there. Like
You guys remember when this news broke?
La Gran Colombia.
Right, which was everything from Panama down to Ecuador.
Yeah, and so that was it was really one big country, but they split up because of all the political differences.
Yeah, and now you know the flags are a little similar.
A little similar, but you love this one because a fan here is saying the Ecuador flag is better than the Venezuelan flag.
It's more yellow.
It's just more yellow.
That's really all it is.
It's basically the same
Yeah.
flag, but
the yellow reminded the Peruvian fan about Chilean Pisco.
Yeah, I get it. They need a little bit more water in their diet.
If I were you, I'd be way more hydrated.
And then we got a couple more. Mexico facing Jamaica.
Yes.
And then obviously
Mexico being the favorite here, so you would think they don't need to really make a sign, right? Their fans should be confident. But no, their fans still made a sign.
No, they had to.
Yeah,
Because,
and it's Peso Pluma is better than Bob Marley.
wow, so that is a bold,
crazy.
That's a
That's
bold
crazy.
statement.
There's a lot of recency bias there, I think. You know who's most upset about this? White guys who smoke weed in their mother's basements. They're the most upset about this one.
You know, because that's our audience. That's our main audience.
That's also Bob Marley's main audience.
That's our main demo. A lot of overlap.
Yeah.
And then finally, we have USA against Bolivia
Right.
in the US's opening match.
People don't know a lot about Bolivia, but the one thing that they do know is that llamas is their national animal.
Llamas is the national animal.
Yeah. Also, it's in all their, it's in a lot of their marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Llamas is a big deal there.
Exactly.
So they wanted to. This fan.
I ever go to Bolivia, first thing I'm doing, I'm like, where the llamas at?
Where the llamas at?
I mean, that's why.
I'm like, if you see a llama man, you know.
Okay. And I love this sign from a Bolivian fan that just says, llamas is better than crippling medical debt.
Which is an American thing.
Which is why
unfortunately. I think that's our national animal.
That is our national animal.
In fact, what does a crippling medical debt have to say? Okay.
Apologies for laughing during that, Mr.
Yeah.
Ego. I
apologize.
So thank you for all the signs. Much appreciated. Hope to see some of those at Copa America.
Beautiful. And may that inspire you to create your own sign.
Exactly. Finally, the last dramatic story that I want to bring up. Sophia Smith. We saw
Who just got married or engaged?
engaged, I believe.
Maybe that's why she gave herself the red card.
She wanted to take a little break.
Yeah, I need to
celebrate.
get to the photo shoot.
But Sophia Smith is she got a second yellow in her previous match, and if you haven't seen, I don't have the.
It's
here
really
it is.
silly.
It's very silly. This is what she got a red card for. She got a second yellow for time wasting. Both her yellow cards were for time wasting in this game against the North Carolina Courage. And we're looking at it here, and the ball goes basically to the bench area. And she goes to grab it because the Thorns are about to go for a throw-in. And the ball, she pulls the ball towards herself, but she loses it, and it goes under the seats, under the actual bench. And the ref gives a yellow for time wasting. And look at Brianna Pinto. in this GIF being like, hey, ref, you see it? You see her? Shout out Beyond the Printer who's been on our show. But she's like, ref, you see what she's doing?
Can I tell you something? The more I watch this, the less I think she did this on purpose.
Oh, wait, you thought she did it on purpose initially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not
I
think
thought she was trying to waste time.
I think she actually, I do think she was trying to waste time.
A little bit. She was doing it slower.
But I think she.
rolling it behind the chairs under the chairs was not on purpose.
She did not mean to do that. She meant to pull the ball towards herself. And
I think she was like, she put her body weight on it.
Her eyes are up when she's pulling the ball towards herself. So you can see she's looking at her teammate, not paying attention, kind of just loses track of where the ball is, and it ends up being a second yellow. So the reason we're bringing this up now, because this was obviously from June 9th.
This got appealed.
And shout out to Andre Carlisle for the GIF and making this. So, it was appealed by the Thorns. Mm-hmm. And so this is where the drama kind of...
And they won.
They did, yeah. So the Thorns appealed this, and I think and somebody please correct me if I'm sort of wrong, because this is how I interpret it. Because even though I know this story, it's still a little bit confusing. But based on Meg Linehan's reporting of it, so essentially what happened, I'll try to make this make as most sense as possible. The NWSL sort of union got involved to defend Sophia Smith for this second yellow, and essentially saying she didn't deserve that second yellow and didn't deserve to miss the next match. The NWSL PA's appeal of it won. She did win, so she is not going to be suspended for the next game. So that sort of the penalty of the red card is rescinded, which you obviously would miss the next match. Mm-hmm. But NWSL was not happy that the Thorns,
the independent review panel,
right? They were not happy that they appealed this to begin with.
This was unanimous. They denied the appeal.
Yes,
and determined that the appeal was frivolous.
Yes. So what we're saying is the Thorns are being punished, but Sophia Smith is not.
No, Sophia Smith, they're like, okay, you're clear. But the fact you even brought this to us, we don't like, and here's your punishment.
So the punishment is, so here it is. It goes, Portland will forfeit its bond, which I think is, I read $10,000. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember the exact number, but I think that's what it was. Portland loses the right to appeal any other decisions for the remainder of the current season and the following season, including playoffs for both seasons.
That's crazy.
Then the suspension and fine related to this appeal are doubled. Therefore, Smith is issued a 2-game suspension and an increased fine. So this is what they were the penalty, and this is the penalty towards Sophia Smith that was gone. So that's what the NWSLPA fought against. So like I said. So Sophia Smith is in the clear, the Thorns are not. So that part of it, the fact that they are not allowed to appeal any
the next season and a half
is
nothing.
It's like, we don't want to hear it. The fact that you brought this to us is dumb.
Yeah.
And you
even though you won, it's dumb.
Sophia Smith won, but not the club in itself. So it just seemed like such a harsh response to this. I mean, I understand maybe even the rest of the season for feeling that is like a frivolous appeal, but the following season as well, like they really don't.
Yeah.
I guess they don't want to, have appeals for things that like are not fouls and things like this that are somewhat clear.
They don't want to set the stage for teams to be able to argue pretty much anything.
Exactly. So wild.
And do that by punishing Portland for a season and a half.
It's like you're punished till 2038.
Bro,
okay?
if a player said something racist, they're not even.
That's like what's so wild. It's like the idea of being able to impose harsh penalties on things that they deem are bad. And I'm not saying that NWSL is not capable of this, but we sort of see this in world football where like. When there's like even the thing in La Liga where the fans that were being racially abusive towards Vinicius that like 2 or 3 of them are in prison for like 3-4 months, and it's like whoa, like so like I didn't even think that this was an option, and so the fact that there's penalties this severe for something that
in the end was found to be just.
But fairly innocuous.
Yeah.
Tells me that y'all are capable of punishing people for actual bad things,
right?
But the actual bad things don't get punished as the sort of silly things. That's what's a little odd. So so pretty wild of a decision. But that's what it's going to be for the Thorns. Also, the Thorns, who have been involved in lots and lots of controversy, have not faced similar penalties.
Seems like the punishments continue for the Thorns. Jeez,
oh, man, take it easy on them, right?
Man.
So wild. Okay. All right. We're out of time. We don't. We were gonna do some MLS stuff, but there's not enough time for it today. But we'll talk about the weekend in MLS.
There's just so much football happening.
There were also 4,000 goals scored during this midweek of Major League Soccer.
Messi's not even there, and they're still winning. It's crazy.
So a lot to go over next week. We'll talk more Euros and Copa America. All right. Let's wrap up there. And as always, make sure you follow us at Soccer Cooligans.
Please do that.
Wherever you whatever social media thing you use. Social media is a prison, and what are you gonna do? Well, we're all in it. That's what we can do. And subscribe to the YouTube Cooligans as well. We appreciate y'all the absolute best. We'll see you on Monday with a brand new episode and talking about Copa America and Euros as usual. Y'all take it easy. Have a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed Juneteenth. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Happy Juneteenth, y'all. Love you.